Yeah, the plot was I was already home. My wife was supposed to just come home, and I wanted to surprise her, aka make like a joke. So I put the turkey on my head, and then I got stuck.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm just walking, just kind of basically like a blind man around like the house, and we chat for a couple minutes, and then she realized that the best way to save me was to suck my. And she was right.
Thank you, Step Turkey.
No, the plots, yeah. You, my friend, just entered the house of Podray. Oh, sorry, I'm reaching from a beer. Counsel, you may approach the bench.
An order in the court.
Guilty, guilty, not guilty. This is Cringe Court. We pray for our children's safety, and we pray for our children's intelligence and success, but we never pray for them not to be cringe. That is what we should pray for today, in this day and age. Welcome to Cringe Court, where the state of California has given us the authority to determine what is cringe and what is not cringe. I'm Judge Podray. Let's say hi to our crew today. Mr. Sean Barrett, say hi.
Hi.
Stanzi Potenza, say hi.
Hello.
And Mr. Spencer Bray, say hi.
Hi.
All right, we've got Bert as head juror. We got Milan over there, and we got SEM Bone, say hi. We have two very special guests today. We have adult film star and DJ Alex Legend, say hello.
Hey.
He is from Paris, which is really cool. And we got Angela Mazzanti. All right, cool. This week on Comment Court, we're going to respond to a comment about last time's video. We showed a video of a woman with a fairly large butt, basically, and it sort of went viral. So we're going to respond to some comments about that. Okay, this woman went to Animal Kingdom and was so curious why everyone was staring at her. Let's read the comment. We have an email from Alexandra that says, just wanted to point out she had every idea what she was doing at Disney's Animal Kingdom by standing in front of the park entrance sign just so you get the shot. So apparently she's covering up one letter in the word animal, so it looks like the word anal. So, yep. Very smart tactic.
See that the first fucking time. That's pretty cool.
And our fan Z Pintor says, how is it not cringe to promote the most dangerous plastic surgery there is, a BBL? Now, this is interesting because it operates on two different levels. Is the BBL really that dangerous? And apparently the anesthesia for a BBL is extremely significant. Has anybody else heard about that?
I don't think it's just that, though. I believe also because when they inject, they could actually hit arteries, and because it's kind of mixed with the flesh, they don't really know when they're ejecting into. And then they could actually be pushing fat, I think, straight into the arteries, which could actually be very dangerous. At least that's what I read.
So the BBL is a very high-risk procedure, and this person is basically saying, how is it not cringe to promote we deemed her not cringe at the last episode. We said, hey, you know what? She's allowed to do whatever she wants with her body. It's not cringe. But there is something to, like, her sort of aiding in its popularity. I guess that's what the commenter's referring to.
It's
like,
not her fault.
It's not her fault.
And also, I don't think someone's
she's the only
seeing
one with a
her
BBL.
necessarily as the example of a BBL. Maybe someone else.
That was
an extreme
BBL.
example.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess the question is, I mean, it is still her body. If she wants to undertake a very risky procedure, it's still on her.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as when people were going after Marilyn Manson because there was like school shooting. It's like, obviously don't do school shooting, but that can't really be like the fault of like an artist or anything. Like, saying, like, I mean, if you're doing something stupid and you're blaming someone else, like you're still your own human. I mean, if you're, an adult.
Yeah, you should be smart enough.
Yeah,
you got the money. You're right. If you're smart enough to look at that and buy a plastic surgeon and say, we're going to get that, you have to understand that this does not come overnight. This is an extremely aggressive procedure, and you're essentially putting your life into the surgeon's hands. So, I mean, Z, we appreciate the comment, but asking if we're promoting it, I don't think... I mean, yeah,
you would have to see also like the way she would look like normally, because I mean, she does look like she has already pretty big hips though. So I think like, I mean, I'm no doctor, but I think like that also probably changes the way like the whole surgery goes.
Have you ever played a doctor in one of your films?
You
so you can talk.
Yeah, he's got a medical degree. But I think she actually had a condition at first, and then she had the plastic surgery to sort of like help the regular. So a little bit of a follow-up on her is apparently she had a very significant body condition, I think called lipoedema, and she had plastic surgery to sort of, I mean, for lack of a better phrase, capitalize on that. So she does preach a lot of body positivity. She sort of started with the body and then got things edited around that. Whereas I feel like, I don't know what her before pictures look like, Bailey, if you could try to find them, but I'm guessing her before pictures looked like a person who's not quite as attractive. Let's just be honest with each other. Like, she probably didn't look that good. She got some very serious plastic surgery.
Pretty face.
And you know what? Like, she's always had a pretty face. And to get that done, she basically had all of the stomach fat sucked out of her. So she started her life with a certain condition. She had it modified through, plastic surgery and got rid of the loose skin. And now she's very, very popular. I mean, there's a lot of subtext here that I'm not sure I'm qualified to really speak on, to be honest with you, without more knowledge. And I do feel like we should come to a verdict now. But
I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to get a BBL as a child. If you're that influenced by, a 5-minute video of someone, that's kind of on you. Like, you can't do this as like a 14.
I mean, this is a lucky case because she's, in a weird way, it's a lucky case because she started with a condition that made her ass super fat. And that's, I don't mean that derogatorily.
But look, though, you can already tell, like, she's already get like big hips and stuff. Yeah. So basically what they did is they just kind of reshaped like the shape she already had. But
yeah.
I think that's kind of like the misconception is sometimes some super skinny girls are going to go into that. And it's just, if you don't have like that Latina, very curvy body, like that's, or I mean, any kind of girl, like that might be difficult to achieve regardless of like the quality of the doctor.
Yeah, Mr. Legend is 100% right. No, this is still not cringe, man. If you had the condition she did and then ended up having the money to sort of become that, I mean, that's fine. We still support this person. Good. Not cringe. Yeah, clap or not clap. I don't even give a shit anymore. Cool. So we're going to...
Clap with your butt cheeks.
yeah, baby. And now we're going to take our first witness, Angela Mazzanti. It's relevant to say we're starting this segment to have more personal stories. Apparently just yelling at all my guests over and over and making them judge other people's videos has a disadvantage, and that's that A, we don't get to know anybody at all, and then B, our Spotify streams are interrupted. Some people have told me straight up that Spotify is tough to listen to because we just require video watching. So I'm like, you know what? Here's the solve. We're going to actually talk to the guests. Yeah. So Angela is going to be the first test fucking.
I'm the guinea pig.
Yeah, that's right. We got a guinea pig over here. Yeah, I mean,
I'll
whatever.
Take it.
I like being honest with everybody. I like being honest with my audience. This is what we're doing. If it flops, I'll get over it. So let's fucking go.
I'll probably cry about it later. But...
I will. I will. I'm very emotionally sensitive. So in other news, let's start with questions. We have Angela Mazzanti. What's up, Angela?
Happy to be here. Happy to be a test rap for you guys.
Yes, you are 100% the test case. So Angela, how many followers do you have on Instagram?
I think it's at like 740K.
That is very, very interesting. What would you say your main genre is?
Cringy comedy, I would say, or like tattoo-based comedy. All
right, cool. So would you say that getting all the tattoos was definitely a smart business choice long term?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because I feel like I booked more jobs. I didn't do it to like go viral or anything like that. I've always wanted to be tattooed, but the more tattoos I've gotten, I feel like the more it's made me stand out in like general life and on social media.
What's funny is I saw you actually at the Queen Mary. They had a booth.
Yeah,
they had a booth, and it was just like showing like different models, like take pictures like this person. I'm like, hey, I recognize one of those ladies up there.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm always watching.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, that's fucking cool. So well done. So your biggest video ever was 118 million views. Is that accurate?
That is very accurate.
And that was you and a couple other girls erasing the makeup. That was a sponsored post?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that.
Actually, it wasn't sponsored, but this video got me sponsored by the brand.
Got it. So you three ladies decided we were going to do this video. You had no idea it would get 118 million views, and it was a huge fucking hit.
Because I've like covered my tattoos in videos before, and it popped. Yeah. They usually pop off, but we did one all together, and it just went insane. Because it's such a big difference. Like, you put a bunch of girls who are covered in tattoos, and like you're like, what?
No,
I bet you look way better without tattoos. Personally, I hate it. I would never go back.
Do you feel like you look way worse without the tattoos? All right. Very well. And you've done, she's done quite a few songs as well.
I do have a music career for those who don't know. So I used to, when I was like 19 and I was in like the metal scene, I used to scream for a metal band. And then I started rapping a couple years ago, and I quit because I was reading the comments on World Star too much.
Oh,
and that,
really?
Do not ever do that. Oh, it's horrible. It's so horrible.
Oh, no. So World Star was so mean to you that eventually...
I was like, fuck this.
Oh,
like,
no.
I don't want to do this anymore.
That's very upsetting. Counsel Barrett, do we want to discuss some of her gathering stuff? We have 2 Gathering of the Juggalos experts here.
Yeah, Angela's been to what? 2 Gathering of the Juggalos?
2 Gathering of Juggalos.
Yeah, it's the craziest place on planet Earth, no?
Without a doubt. Although I do feel like this last year was a lot more tame.
I've been to like 6 or 7. This last year was definitely the most tame. You definitely feel a little, not that it's not a safe place, it's beautiful. It's like everyone's wonderful, but I don't feel like I'm going to get pegged in the back of the head with a Faygo, at least this year, because it certainly happened.
I did, only because I was on stage and people were throwing stuff at people on stage, and I got a water bottle launched at me in the chest.
Was that during the wet t-shirt contest?
It was during the Miss Juggalette pageant.
Okay, yeah. Tempers really flare during that. The girls want that more than anything.
Oh, it was so bad. I had to duck from like cans of soda to rocks.
Did you not place in the Juggalette competition?
No, I was actually one of the judges.
Yeah,
so they threw shit at her.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Milan.
Was it the girl that shoved the leader of Faygo in her? Was it that was launched at you? Because that got launched into the crowd after, but I know it made its way back up on the stage.
I think it was just a regular water bottle.
For
God.
anybody that missed that, the at the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is the festival that Insane Clown Posse puts on every year. A lot of different bands play, and they're fans of the Insane Clown Posse are called Juggalos. And every year they have a wet t-shirt contest and a Miss Juggalette contest. And what Milan is saying, this year, a young lady decided to put a 2-liter bottle of Faygo inside of her.
Wow.
It was the talent portion, and her talent was stretching.
Yeah.
Oh, did she win?
No.
No. The audience hated her.
Oh, because oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, they hated her.
She only spit on the bottle, and then she tried to sit on it. She got it in quite a bit, but not all the way, and then it got launched into the crowd.
So she stuck a 2-liter of Faygo in her rectum.
No.
Oh.
The other one.
Oh, in her vagina.
Yep.
Yeah, we could say that. I think that's fine. So she stuck a 2-liter bottle of Faygo inside of her and then launched it into the audience?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually have a video of Angela's face as this contestant.
Send it in. We'll
yeah,
cut
send
it
it in, Brian, if we're going to have to put that face in.
But I will say that was Angela's second year. The first year she came, she did a blowjob contest and an ass eating contest.
Actually.
And I will tell you, it was the craziest thing I'd seen at the Gathering. And it was the most talked about thing, to the point where she came back 2 years later, and they were like, yeah, this is the Gathering Juggalos. Anything goes, like, you can't do that.
What was wrong with the ass eating contest?
It wasn't the ass eating contest, because we did it again.
Yeah.
It was the dick sucking contest. Where they were like, hey, you guys were the ones who did that. And I was like, because I wanted my first Gathering to be like, I wanted people to know I'm not messing around. I want to be the craziest motherfucker here. And I was.
And in this dick sucking contest, it was a
whoever signs up.
So it was bring your dick and somebody to suck it.
Got it.
Mind you, neither of these people knew each other. They opted in, and it lasted over 10 minutes long. Nobody came. And
that's a lot of performance anxiety.
A lot of wet noodle, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if I'd be able to keep it up with a bunch of juggalos yelling at me.
Well, one of the people, like, they gave up after a while because they were like, I'm tired, I'm done. And the guy started standing there jerking off, and I was like, no, you're disqualified. This is not a jerk off contest. Let's keep it like
boo
normal.
Jerk off contest.
Maybe next year.
Aside from that, what was like the craziest thing you saw, whether you were involved or not?
What was... Honestly, like the pussy stretching, although I didn't know this happened until after the fact. There was a girl who took her tampon out, I guess, on stage, put it in her mouth, and then threw it into the crowd.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's the Gathering of the Juggalos, everybody. If you can't handle that, you should probably
don't
stay
go.
home.
But it is the coolest, best thing on the earth.
Yeah, apparently it's the most fun thing in the world, and Sean has convinced me that I need to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos.
It's the absolute best.
At least one, like, go for a day and just experience it. Because the next year's, I think, supposed to be crazy. Because it's their 25th?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 25th.
It's the Midwest version of Burning Man.
Yes, perfect. Yes, exactly.
Cool. Yeah, the photos look fantastic. Council Bray, do you have some questions for Angela Mazzanti?
I just have a general statement for the public. If you were at a music festival, you do not have to eat ass.
Yes.
A lot of walking at a music festival. Not a good time to eat a lot of ass, man. I just think that's a warning that we should give. But Gathering of the Juggalos, Sean, I would like an invite, please.
Hey, you're invited.
Go ahead and get my address after this. I want to go to that goddamn thing.
I got you.
No, you know I ain't got no money. Come on.
Well, that's not
Send
true.
them
But
tickets,
yeah.
baby. All
Counsel Bray, stick to the topic. You have a question for counsel? You have a question for the witness?
do. I could talk to her about it. She was on Weed TV back in 2017. I'm a big Snoop Dogg fan. Have you ever puffed tough with the dog, Mr. Snoop Dogg? And if so, how many times have you smoked with Snoop Dogg?
Unfortunately, I have not.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
One more question. I heard you got a song with Rick Ross.
I do.
That is very cool. I actually like that song. Now, have you ever been to Rick Ross's house?
No. So the funny story is, I think the producer bought the verse from him. So we had no contact whatsoever. I, to be honest, don't even know if it's actually Rick Ross. So if he can like respond to me in some way and let me know if that is him or not, that'd be great. But I'm riding with it.
Wait, that's funny. So Rick Ross worked with you on a track, but you're not sure if it's the real Rick Ross.
I don't know. So apparently I learned this. You can buy like pre-recorded verses or pre-recorded things from artists. And so that's what was done, which is why you don't see him in the music video or, you know, I've heard a lot of people been like, I don't know if that's Rick Ross. I don't know either.
Oh, that's
Well,
so
you can
funny.
market it as such, so who cares?
We should go on Craigslist and be like, do you want Rick Ross to produce? It's very difficult to talk to him. He's not going to talk to you.
It's
And
just
then
you.
it's just me.
And then I got a final one, right? I've always been interested in this. I'm a big consumer of the Maxim magazine. You were one time in 2017 worked with Maxim Finest.
Yes.
Did you ever do any type of photo shoots with them? And are they super legit, or was that
No, that whole contest is a scam, just like the whole
Nice.
Inked magazine thing. It's like the same exact thing. They get girls to compete in those contests, and then what they want you to do is they want your followers to pay for votes. And they say a lot of the portions are going to charity. I think only a percentage goes to charity because, funny story, I was asked to be like bring girls in for the Inked Mag thing. And this is the same kind of thing Maxim does. They were willing to pay me for every girl that I brought on.
How much, if you don't
It was like
mind?
a percentage based off of how much they make, which just shows me like, okay, like all that money doesn't go to charity.
Oh.
And there's like...
Is that like a
giant pyramid
scheme?
scheme.
Yeah.
Should we do that? Should we bring pyramid scheme charges
That's
upon
pretty
these Maxim
cringe.
people?
I think
That's
bringing
very
charges upon.
That's fucked
Is
up,
this like a
dog.
known thing amongst
Yeah, I
Inked?
always hear that about the Inked magazine thing for the cover.
Got
Every
it.
year you see a couple of girls, at least that I follow, like, vote for me for this, and I'll look at it like, all right, dude, like that's not.
And they
happening.
don't even have a lot of tattoos or anything.
Yeah.
I
Have
don't
like
know.
a
That's
compass
what I
on
do.
their
That
arm.
whole
Expose the
competition is
truth.
crazy.
Got it. Counsel Bray, we've turned up on something interesting. I never knew that the Inked magazine was basically running a pay for play
yeah.
scheme.
Yeah,
So
but I
they
feel
want.
a lot of stuff are like that. A lot of awards, even including like the adult award and everything. It's
Hey,
all like
hey.
buddy who's kind of
Are the
like,
AVNs
all the-
all about that?
Of course.
Oh no, I would think that only the talented would win the most the AVN awards.
Welcome to planet Earth.
God damn it. You know, my problem is I always think everything's pure and resulting in
Just
people
like
being
your
rewarded
skits.
for merit. I'm just an asshole, really. But okay, so they were offering you percentage to bring into girls, and it's all just kind of a bullshit
It's
thing
all just
anyways.
a big scam because you see everybody like promoting and then they're like, they trick them into like, oh, you're like first or second in your category. And then they want you to keep like pushing it.
Oh, got it.
So it's like whoever essentially makes them the most money ends up winning.
God fucking damn it.
I mean,
Oh god.
who's
course.
even buying Inked magazine anymore?
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
have internet and OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah, it's all going away. So I think the verdict's pretty clear here. Angela's pretty cool. She's had a pretty storied career. We think she's awesome. Jury, do we have any other questions or concerns for our new guest? All right, we're good.
Well, this might be too inside baseball because I don't know that the audience cares. But her stomach tattoo is the cover album for Bad Wolves or something?
Yep, for
How did
Bad
that-
Wolves.
How did that come about?
So I had shot with this photographer, Harris Newcomb, like a couple of years ago, and he was friends with Tommy from Bad Wolves. And I guess they saw those photos and they just wanted to buy them. So he was like, hey, they'll send you a check for this much. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Oh, that's cool.
If you if you can pull up like the Bad Wolves album, it's like her wolf tattoo. It's kind of like a legendary album cover. at
But
this
now he's
point.
gone though.
What's that?
Wait, what's
He
going
got massively kicked out of the
Yeah,
band.
he's
Oh,
not
he
in the
did?
band
I didn't know
anymore.
about that.
He's like very
Yeah, see, that's
publicly
cool.
conservative, I think, and just says a
Oh,
lot of stuff
cool.
online.
Well, I think he was also claiming a lot of the songwriting was his when I'm actually friend with one of the guitar players and he didn't write that much.
Oh, really?
Oh shit! Well, I love all this dirt.
Wait,
Hey, this interview
can't-
portion is coming out nice.
He left because he was like conservative.
Not just that. There's like
No,
a couple
no,
other
there's,
things.
like, yeah,
That's
he
so
was-
funny though, because like some of the songs that they do covers of are like very like socialists kind of like.
Hold
they
on,
do-
hold on. Are you talking about the first album? Because he's been gone for like 3 or
Well, I just
4
saw
years
so.
now, right?
It looks like they did I don't know when, but it looks like they did a cover of "Take Me to Church," which is
The Hosier song.
yeah, I'm like that is very.
Oh, he had a song
political.
called No Messiah, you know?
They also did a cover of "Zombie" a while back.
Yeah.
like years ago, and I remember that.
Well, that's
also
how they
another-
got on the map, kind of. 'Cause
Yeah.
that shit got super massive because she ended up, I think, unfortunately, kind of like dying right around the time the song got released.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
What
that.
kind of like just kind of exploded the whole thing.
Lucky marketing. Okay, cool. Well, now we learned a lot about that. That's a fucking compliment to get a DM. They're like, we'll pay you for this photo you already took.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that.
Hell yeah. Is there anything you want to talk about? What are you working on these days?
Actually just preparing for, so I do a lot of festivals with my clothing brand, Nowhere Fast. And I'm prepping for 2025 to probably be on a lot more, hoping to be on Warped Tour.
Got it. What? So on Warped Tour, you're going to have like a booth and you're going to be selling the merch?
Yep, I'll have my booth, merch. We used to do crazy stuff at the festivals, but I'm not allowed to anymore.
Why not?
When
When you say
Did you
crazy-
hear what happened at the gathering of the
Well,
Juggalos?
that's crazy.
Well, I mean,
Which
yeah,
part?
that's crazy.
The-
I mean, was that
the part?
specifically what they said? Don't do that.
No, well, not that's. I feel like a Juggalo special.
That is a Juggalo special.
We used to do $5 deals where you could get slapped, spanked, or stepped on by me or the girls. So like my whole booth is like run by like hot goth girls.
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to do that at these festivals, mainly because of if anyone gets hurt, which
Yeah.
like people have, they don't complain.
So
Yeah,
why do you
that's the
think?
point?
Why do you think hot goth girls have become? Why do you think their stock has risen so much in the last couple of years? Like, what is it?
I think the mommy issues are up.
Okay, mommy
Personally.
issues are up.
Also something I think it's tied to like the adult industry because I think now that it's OnlyFans, it's basically like the market is dictating what people want to see. Back in the days, it was only studios, and studios could gatekeep like the talents they wanted to shoot, the talents they didn't want to shoot.
Yeah.
A lot of times, producers were actually, even when I started, I was kind of discriminated a few times on shoots because I had tattoos and they didn't want anyone with tattoos. And girls were discriminated way harsher than that. So for many years, there's a lot of like, besides maybe like the Bunny Rotten, like a few tattooed girls that kind of made their way through. Most of the girls that had tattoos were not given the chance by the studio to be actually able to just shoot properly, which was kind of the main way to blow up on the adult side of things.
Wow. Okay. So basically, because the consumer demand is driven it, and so now we're seeing like goth girls get like way more sort of press because there's definitely been an explosion in the last couple.
Yeah, but
of years.
I think people probably would have been into that even way before. It's just
True.
producers and directors just didn't take a chance on those girls,
Because
unfortunately.
like domination and whatnot has always been like dominatrix has been a thing for years and years and years.
Okay, cool. Congratulations. Yeah, well done. So it's good. Yes, we've got a question from Counsel Bray.
Court requires a clarification for the record. I feel
Sure.
like we're in a room full of expert testimony here. I think this is a good time to bring this up. May someone inform me, what is a goth dommy mommy? I hear this term thrown around a lot. I'm someone who's a little new to this industry. What is this goth dommy mommy? And how do we get to the bottom of this?
How will the witness respond?
I would say a goth dummy mommy is generally, now goth is like a very
It's a contested term.
It's a contested term. Some people say I'm not goth. Some people do. It's, I would say, a more alternative style woman who has a like dominating personality, like somebody who's, I don't know, will tell you what to do and beat you up and be mean to you.
Court, may I have more money to investigate upon this, please?
Sure, we will allot a stipend for you to investigate what goth dommy mommies
Hell
are.
yeah, thank you, Your Honor.
I feel like the generation that grew up with like certain goth girls in like cartoons has finally gotten money, and so they've been sort of like you know, what is it, like Raven from like Kids Watch,
Oh, yeah.
Raven from Teen Titans, and like who are some other like
I thought you were
famous?
talking about That's So Raven.
No,
Like,
no.
I was like, ah.
Who are some other like
Ember
famous
from
goth girls?
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so
That's the
which
first person I thought of.
which cartoon characters do you think are also partly responsible for the rise of goth dommy mommies in media?
Shigo from Kim Possible.
Yeah, these are all
That's
great.
a good one. I didn't watch it, but what was that one? It was
Daria.
like something Island.
Oh, shoot, I know who you're talking about. It's the
Epstein
girl.
Island?
Gullah Gullah.
Yeah,
That one.
from Epstein's Island. Yeah, but it was like
She got the short hair.
yeah, like that's another one that people talk about.
Are you
a
talking
lot.
about the movie with Michael Cera?
It's
no,
like a
no,
show.
it's a show. It's like an animated show. It's called like, Total Drama Island. Yeah. There's like
Never
a
heard
goth
of it.
girl.
Yeah, I feel like Daria was like a little bit before a lot of these kids' time. I think that was like my time, you know,
Gwen.
because I'm like older.
Gwen from
But like
Total
Daria
Drama
was the original sort of indifferent cool girl, and I think maybe she might have been a progenitor for the. Oh yeah, I see people post this lady all the time, but I never really watched that
Cartoon
show.
lady.
I didn't watch
Yeah.
it, but I was like, yeah, that is absolutely one of them.
No,
I have
good.
friends who look like her for sure.
Yeah, that's perfect. So hey, all right. So Goth Dommy Mommies are on the rise. Their stock is up currently, and I don't
Buy
see.
more of that shit.
Congratulations.
I don't-
Fully invested.
I don't see any reason why it would be going down within the next couple of years. So invest now. Find your local tattooed, dark-haired goth girl with that.
buy boo coin.
Yeah, boo boo. Buy goth. That's what we
Buy
should do. We
goth
should start a
coin.
fucking crypto like goth girl Dommy coin.
Yeah,
Would be
something.
rich.
Dude, wait, hey,
Hey,
that's not
don't
a
put that out to the
wait. That's
public.
not a bad idea. We need to get to work before someone realizes this is a good idea. Like the amount of goth Dommy Mommies we could probably pull just in LA alone. Like we could dominate the market and just create our own Dogecoin. All right, cool. Yeah, well, so Angela Mazzanti, she's going to be on Warped Tour. It's pretty fucking cool. I'm sad to hear that you know, honestly, you saying that you left trying to do music because of the mean comments, that makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't have like a huge passion for it. It was just kind of like a fun opportunity that came about. And I don't like to keep things in my life that bring me negativity.
Valid.
So I was like, I'm not going to focus on this. I don't care enough. If it ever happened again, I think I would do it again.
Maybe it's
and
not
read the
it's not
comments.
the music, it's the hip hop though.
oh, it's
Maybe.
because it was just like, because it was
Well,
a
I mean,
rap
like
song.
the hip hop culture. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's pretty rough.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially on ladies. Like that is
I mean,
Nah,
yeah, you have to
it's
double. Yeah,
tough.
double-proof
That's
yourself.
fucking.
World
I'd like
star.
to be in another like metal band. I think that would be fun.
Okay, cool. Are you currently in any metal bands?
No, I'm not.
Okay, cool.
But
Well,
I'd like to be.
yeah, it's time to get started. All right, cool. Angela Mazzanti, really fucking cool. Anything else you want to plug before I deem you not cringe, which is obvious?
No, but go ahead and deem me not.
Yeah, Mazzanti, doing everything she wants to. 100% not cringe. All right, cool. Well done. So yeah, that concludes our very first semi-interview portion. I think this will play. If you're listening to this on Spotify, just know this. I'm literally doing this for you. I almost cracked you. I'm so sorry.
Please don't.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for you.
This thing's very, very heavy.
Goodbye, Angela.
But no, yeah, doing this to try and make it more engaging. You know, not to make us seem like we're hateful all the time, which is true. But look, we've got
To
cool
an
friends.
extent.
Yeah, to an extent. I still love feeling hate. About like 11 months ago, my wife was like, "You got to stop bringing so much hate into the house when you make these videos." And I'm like, fine. And it was a big deal. It was a big deal in our household because at the time I was fighting with a lot of people. Anyways, another news. For our first item today, we've got a voicemail from one of our fans. Let's see what they think we should check out.
Hey, Cringe Court, this is Aiden. I'd like to submit the case of people standing early in the airport lines before their gate's been called to board. We've all seen it happen. There's some pros and cons to doing it. I think it would be interesting to hear the course talk about that. Also, I think you guys might enjoy talking about Immanuel Kant's philosophy. What would happen if everyone did it?
Oh,
Thanks for the great content. Keep it up, guys. Bye.
now first off, before we get to the actual voicemail, I'm a huge Kant fan. If you know my content, you know that's basically all I fucking care about. So 2-minute real brief introduction is Immanuel Kant basically believed in something called the categorical imperative. If you think something's moral, you basically just have to apply that thing to a multitude of other situations. Whereas the prevailing philosophy back in the day was like utilitarian. Like if I do something bad, but I get good things out of it or somebody's helped, am I still good? Like, can you hurt somebody to help 5 people? That's like kind of a utilitarian question.
That book is like the morals of like lying or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of these philosophers, they were trying to develop like a moral groundwork. And Kant's is one that's very interesting because he basically says like, if you're about to commit a bad deed, it's only bad if you repeat that over like all of society. Like what does society look like? Like stealing. If every single person's a thief, it doesn't matter how much they're stealing, society will crumble, you know? That's why theft should be illegal. And so that's it. What do I think about Kant? I'm going to end it here. I think everybody's staring at me like I'm weird, but big fan. Big fan of the philosophy.
I got his books.
Yeah, okay. What's up, man? Let's talk Kant. Anybody, do the witnesses have any thoughts on Kant versus maybe Bentham?
No thoughts right now.
No thoughts? Okay, got it. So we got nothing on the utilitarianism debate, which was my thesis. Okay, here we go. People are learning more about me in this. They're like, wow, no wonder Brad is such a dickhead to everybody online because he's a weird Kantian. Our first major element of discussion today will be, is it cringe to stand up in line at the airport while you're boarding? Let's take a look. So Counsel Barrett will be given the burden of proof. Okay.
I got to defend it? Or
that means you must defend it.
Okay, yeah.
Would you rather not defend it?
No, I don't give a shit.
Stanzi, is it cringe to stand up in line way too far from the airport?
I don't know.
Like they call the gate and then you stand in line like a dickhead.
I go to the airport a lot. I've probably I've taken more flights than anyone here.
You have not taken more flights than me.
Maybe not.
I've been flying to Iowa every month for the last couple of years.
When I'm touring, I will take like 26 flights in 1 month.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Okay, I've never done that. 26 flights in a month. Okay, I'll fucking simmer down.
Yeah. So like when I'm flying a lot. And you get to a point, I feel like when you fly a lot, when you're like, you just relax.
Okay, so you think it's cringe to line up too early?
Do I think it's cringe? I don't know. Like, do I think that you should be standing? No. I think people do it because a lot of people are just at the airport.
They just want to do something. They've been bored forever.
Yeah, they, especially people who don't fly often, they just feel like there's like almost like an urgency that comes with it. There's not. Counsel
Barrett, could you defend this?
Yeah, I can defend it because you guys kind of already took my main points of like, yeah, you get bored, you just want to stand up. I'm a fairly anxious person. I don't like sitting. I will get up and stand in the line, especially it also depends on if it's like Southwest or whatever airline where like it does matter because it's not assigned seating.
Southwest, it does matter.
So like the ones that it doesn't matter, yeah, it doesn't matter. You want to stand up so you can feel like you're doing something. At the end of the day, who gives
At the end of the day, this isn't really a big thing. Counsel Bray, Counsel Legend, do we have any questions?
I'll tell you what I feel about it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I feel about it. Hey, don't you laugh, handsome. Are you laughing over
I'm
there?
laughing.
All right. I love you, baby.
You're just looking.
All right.
Just literally looking at him. Go ahead.
It's the airline's fault.
Yeah, I agree.
You ever got on a fucking airplane?
Yeah.
And then they get someone come in and they go, hey, anybody want to give up their seat for like $500? Or they try to fill in a seat or do something.
You want to be closer?
Man, I got to tell you, man, it stresses you out. And then I got to fly to another place, get on another airplane, and they're just fucking up the whole program. I see why them people are stressed out getting up and saying they suck, but I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that sucks.
Feel them out. Yeah, I suck too, man. Like I go up there kind of early.
Different reasons, yeah.
Well, I'm ready to just fucking football in there because I'm not missing the fucking flight.
Hell yeah.
But thank you very much. But yeah, man, that's how I feel. It's an airline problem.
I love it.
Fuck the team.
Counsel Legend, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think like people need to relax a little bit. Personally, I just like to sit until like the last moment. I mean, I'm looking at it, but I'm chilling until I have to go because if not, like the shoulder against shoulder.
Counsel,
I just want to say it doesn't compare to the people who stand up when you land.
No, when you
That's what I was going to say.
That's a whole different thing.
We ain't talking about that.
People who stand up when
that's crazy.
People who stand up when you land that's kind of an exercise in
it's almost everybody.
But maybe they just want to stretch their legs.
It's not it.
Or what if you have a connecting
What
flight?
they do is they
that makes sense.
stand up and then they turn to the overhead bin and like they all that is a problem.
You know, do we have anybody?
We're in the back of the plane.
You're not going anywhere.
No, you're right. Do we have anybody on the court who does that? I think we need somebody to defend themselves. Okay, wait. So Angela, let's talk about this.
I hate it, but I do it.
Angela stands up as soon as the plane lands. Why do you do this?
I have massive like flight anxiety, so I'm just like, I need to get the hell out of here.
But you
Even
also
though you're not going
know
anywhere.
that, yeah.
No, I know, but I'm like, it's like an anxious thing, and then I also want to be in front of the person who's gonna do it behind me, so I can like.
You are really part of the problem.
No. Well, there's something there. Is that sometimes you'll grab your bag, but somebody will like fucking shoulder you out of the way to get ahead of you. So it's your way of locking in that spot.
Yeah, I want to lock my spot in especially before the person across from me does.
The Kentucky Derby, like
yeah,
It fucking is, man.
It's interesting because like where you are in line doesn't matter.
No, it does. You'll get out 3 seconds before that dickhead behind you. So
that doesn't matter because then you're getting off a plane.
No.
It's like a personal win.
You go to
you have a layover.
I agree.
Bathroom,
I think most
you're
people
stuck
should
in-
exercise the ability to not get up. I've never been on a flight where nobody gets up, and I would love to see that because it'd show we're all on the same page. Like, none of this crowding is going to help us. And in fact, it might hurt us because, and I've had this happen where I take out my shit and somebody sitting is like in the way and it's a pain in the ass. Like I almost elbowed them in the face. Like that kind of shit happens because everybody's crowding onto each other. So it's a safety concern.
It also depends on where you're sitting on the plane. Because obviously if you're in first or like business, like, yeah, it makes more sense that you are going to be standing as soon as the plane lands and like getting your stuff together.
That's fine. If you're at the front, I get that.
Especially because you can see.
Yeah, you see where you're going.
You can see them like put the whatever the thing is like that connects the plane to the
jet bridge.
The jet bridge. Yeah, you can see the jet bridge coming and lock on to the plane. And you can see them opening the door when you're in first.
I feel like if everyone in the world sort of like started rebelling against this and started keeping seated, we would all get out of planes a lot faster. I feel like there wouldn't be as much congestion. Way slower, you think?
You go.
I say we all get up.
Here,
Everybody
cool.
get up at the same
Well, look,
time.
check it out. Everybody's allowed to have their own anxieties. If you've been on a flight, and you know what, I do see Angela's point that like you want to get ahead of the person in front of you by like that half second.
It's like a personal win.
No, that's fine. It's a little personal win, and I'm not gonna take that away from people. So this isn't a very serious topic, but I appreciate the voicemail. So not cringe. Yeah, stand up whenever you want. So what if you're going to be a dickhead? They're not forcing you to stand up.
America. You can stand
whatever
whenever you
stand whenever you want.
Maybe
unless it's inappropriate. Cool. Now on the witness stand we have Alex Legend, the only person to give me a fucking eating disorder for a week because this guy's got amazing abs and he's my age.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Adult star and DJ. Let's welcome Mr. Alex Legend to the stand. What's up?
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome.
So Alex gets a lot of questions about being in the adult industry. So we're going to parrot a bunch of those to try and get viral clips. So are you ready for this?
Sure.
How many scenes have you done since joining the adult industry?
Over 2,500.
You've done over 2,500 scenes.
How long have you been in the industry?
10 years.
Wow, 10 years.
There's some repeat, though. It's probably just over 2,000 girls.
Okay.
Wow.
Got it. How did you get into the adult industry?
Through my ex-girlfriend.
Your ex-girlfriend, so she was like...
She was like a performer, and we were hanging out. She was like, you got big dick, and you fuck good. So, and I mean, for the first 3 months, I was like, you're also my girlfriend, so I don't know how much truth there is to that, but she kept on saying, and I was like, I'm doing music. I have free time, so let's fucking go.
Okay, got it. So the first 3 months of your journey was like, you had no idea this would become like a legitimate career.
Well, yeah, because I one of the first person in the industry I met was Mark Spiegler, which he was like our agent at the time, and he told me to not do it.
Why did he tell you not to do it?
Well, because as like a guy, there's like a 99%. I mean, I guess with OnlyFans nowadays it's easier because you can shoot in your bedroom, but as far as like studio shoots, there's a lot of guys who just try out and they don't make it, and they only have like 2 or 3 bomb scenes on the internet, like basically what she was describing, like the soft noodle on stage at the Juggalo.
Got it. Do you train for a scene?
I mean, at the gym, but what, like, be more specific. What kind of training you're talking about?
No, that's basically it. Like, you got to get into like gym mode. You probably operate on a very significant diet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I consider myself basically being like a professional athlete, just a little bit different than some others, but I mean,
do you run drills like a professional athlete?
Yeah,
we got to do a sex drill in this position. Go ahead.
When I'm at the gym, generally I try to like keep like the rest time short between sets for that reason, to actually be able to just power through scenes. I like to do like no cuts when I shoot, so generally I'm trying to be able to just be going for like 30 to 40 minutes.
If somebody's trying to be an adult star, do you think it's more important to work on cardio or core?
I think both, but to be honest with you, like the above any of that, for me personally, it's like reading the room, understanding the girl, trying to understand who you're working with on that day, because I'm not doing like the same scene day in and day out. I'm just kind of, well, because also there's always generally like, I mean, in the type of scenes I do, generally I'm a little bit more dominant than the girl. So for me, understanding what the girl is like cool with, what she's into is super, super important, because this way I can maneuver the way I can be.
Got it. Is that why you think, is that the reason why you think you've succeeded where a lot of people have failed as a dude in this industry?
Yeah, I think reading your room, I mean, any kind of like, a lot of like entertainment jobs, or like when you're around a lot of people, I think being able to just know your surroundings, understand things, and when to be a certain way and when not to be a certain way. Yes, it's very important, because some scenes I've done with some girls could have got me canceled with some other girls, 100%.
Got it.
But if I didn't deliver those scenes with the girls I did, they would have probably, I mean, they wouldn't have canceled me because it was like too soft, but they would have thought that it was like too soft compared to what they wanted.
Oh, got it. So this is all like
there's like a lot of
time.
Yeah, but there's also there's a giant gray area as far as like that thing, and that's when you need to really be on the same level with your scene partner or partners.
Got it. What are you working on these days?
A lot of stuff. Thanks to you, I've been becoming a social media fiend.
I influenced him. I brought him on a couple of fucking...
it was just the funny.
I don't have good social skills.
I have a question for you. Just piggybacking on the how you got into it. Do you get a lot of like DMs from like dudes? Because I feel like it's a lot like comedy, where like someone's funny in the room and they think they can go do stand up, right? So a lot of guys like, oh, I'm good at sex, I could go do this, and then they don't realize like there's cameras. You need to be able to do this for 40 minutes. You got to pop when you got to pop. Do you get a lot of dudes who are you're just like, dude, you can't do this, and I don't know how to explain this to you? What do you tell people like that?
Well, I mean, for some people reach out to me thinking they can get in the industry through me, but reaching out to me is the same as trying to hit up Tom Cruise to be in Mission Impossible. It's like there's casting agents for that.
Yeah.
In this case, there's like managers, agents, and stuff. And I tell people, I'm like, this is the name of the companies. If you just kind of search that name, you can submit anything on those websites. So I send those people there. If after they don't want follow up with that, that's on them. But in the end of the day, it's just, I'm a firm believer of do what you can for yourself, not ask your country what like it can do for you.
Yeah. And I mean, like, and being a male performer is like, there's none of you. There's like 20 of you. Like, it's such a harder thing to get into than like for women, I feel like.
Yeah, but probably for like the same reason as on one end, you need to be able to just kind of like tap in that part of your brain of being like a little pervy and just kind of like doing that thing. But you also need to be able to reconnect like very quickly. And I think that maybe in the past, there were some guys that were kind of like blurring the lines with that more. I think nowadays, it's 2024. You need to know when you can be playful and what not to be playful. And
Would you say the adult industry is safer now as a result of this?
It's way safer, but it's also way safer because of like the new business model, because nowadays having every creators being kind of like their own like boss, everyone can decide exactly what they're comfortable shooting and what they're not comfortable shooting. Back in the days, people were showing up on like sets, and even though like the content was like talked about, some girls were doing BDSM shoots sometimes because they needed the paychecks. And I mean, were they really BDSM girls? Probably not.
Oh, God.
I mean, not just that, but I'm just saying like it just extends to sometimes, other acts or stuff, like different type of scenes, group scenes, different things where I think people were sometimes doing it for the money, which I mean, it is what it is. But I think that now people can really shoot what they want, and that really empowered everyone.
Cool. Yeah, well done. Fuck yeah. Stop laughing at me. I'm new at this interviewing
thing. I got some fucking questions.
Counsel Bray, go ahead and ask him.
You know what? I got to tell you, there's someone up here that's put in a lot of hours. All right, 2,500 scenes. You're a 2X AVN nominee. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I got a question. Where do you see yourself in the future? I saw that you had produced a couple of films.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you're going to work on that more in the future, and if there's anyone you look up to in the industry.
Well, so technically I have already like close to like 500 scenes on my own website. So that's what I've been producing for a while. So I think I'm just going to keep on producing like all that content that I shoot for myself. And as far as the future, I mean, I think it's kind of already kind of like coming together. It's going to be some social media, some DJing, some music, some adult stuff. Like it's kind of like a blend of everything. I'm a Renaissance man. So
fair enough. And then I got a question that's not serious. All right, we're going to talk about boners now. You seem to be an expert in the field of boners.
Yes.
I
sir.
want to know more about boners.
Are you going to show him yours?
This is a children's television show, man. All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I mean, not really, but go on.
all right,
Anyway, back to boners.
Viagra, sildenafil, Cialis, all that bullshit. It's a bunch of clown noise. You ever tried Trimex?
Yeah.
What do you think about it? Tell me about it.
Tell the audience what
Is
Trimex
this an
is.
ad?
No, it's not. It's well, if you do
Council
work for
break.
Trimex, holler at your boy, dog.
Wait,
I take
Council-
everything. Hey,
Council Brady, please describe what Trimex is.
Trimex is something I've never tried yet, but I'm very interested and entertained by it. It's a direct injectable erectile dysfunction medication. You put the needle in your dick, things hard forever. Want to know more about it? Figured I'd ask someone who's a fucking miss. on
Wait,
the
we've
jury.
got a
Hey,
juror
let
who's
one of
got
the
a
jury
question.
Speak up. All right.
I've been told that you can only do that so many times before it does permanent damage
That's
to
why
you.
I'm asking questions. That's why I'm asking questions. Young man, please continue on.
Are you familiar with this?
Yeah. So I mean, everyone is kind of right, but also just like anything else, everybody is different. I mean, some people build up like a resistance like faster. Some people are actually also depending on like how much you're using too. So all that kind of stuff, just like any other medication, you can see people take some medication here and there when they need it and just keep that going for years. Some people tend to just kind of like build up tolerance and start taking way more too quickly. Obviously, like that just changed the results like pretty short term. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like, I don't think that should be kind of like your go-to. Like if you just want to, and also you should, for this one, like you definitely need to go see a urologist though.
Let's speak to the public. Let's speak in terms they can understand. We're going to say, go ahead. Trimex is a doom and not a boom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is correct. All right,
Yes.
so it's a major
Got it.
doom.
Don't do it.
Doom.
You think you're gonna go for
If you're doing
Trimex,
that
don't do
Costco
it.
shit, injecting your cock with stuff.
Council Mazzanti,
Relax.
do you have it?
Pardon
Council
me,
Mazzanti,
Miss,
do you have
go
any
ahead.
questions?
I do have one question. What is the weirdest or like the most random request that you've gotten? I would say like, what's the weirdest request you've gotten during a scene?
But you mean from what, like from fans or like type of scenes I've shot? Well, actually,
Either
like the
or.
one.
Either
like a
either
director or a
OnlyFans
performer?
or like an actual like.
I mean, 5 days ago, I was shooting like a scene for Thanksgiving when I had like a fake turkey, but like a helmet that was probably like close to like 10 pounds heavy on my head for the entire scene, having just a micro hole like here that I could barely see through. Could barely breathe through because I could feel like I was getting lightheaded, and
Wait,
then after
Sorry,
I
was there a turkey
You were
on your head?
You were in a turkey hat. He was in a turkey helmet.
Okay.
Got
I thought
it.
he was.
Can
doing
you paint the
turkey.
picture a little bit better beyond just the turkey? What?
well, it's made of like some like rubber or something, but it looks very real. Like it's coming out in I think like a couple days, so
But-
I'll send you guys
Can
pictures.
Okay.
we get like maybe a plot?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
like.
Okay,
Getting
so the
stuck
plot
for
the
a
plot
This won't
was
come out for like 2 weeks.
yeah the plot was I was already home. My wife was supposed to just come home, and I wanted to surprise her, aka make like a joke. So I put the turkey on my head, and then I got stuck. So as I'm going, I'm just walking, just kind of basically like a blind man around like the house, and we chat for a couple minutes, and then she realized that the best way to save me was to suck my dick, and she was right.
Cool.
Usually when I have
Oh,
to save people, like that's my go-to.
What a legend.
What a plot.
What a
So,
legend.
so,
Lives
the
up to
man,
the name.
so the man got stuck.
The man got stuck.
Wow,
But, I
you know-
but I got stuck, but she got stuffed though.
Hey.
Plot? Nice.
Thank you, Step
No,
Turkey.
the plots, yeah. Dude, 10 years ago, it was only the women who got stuck. Now men get stuck in things. Who
Times
knows?
are changing, guys.
Who knows
Equality.
what narratives we'll see? Men can
incredible
get
thing.
stuck too.
I mean, to be fair, I did like one time. I mean, that wasn't really a furry scene, but they had me like wear like a giant bear kind of like costume as well.
So you're wearing a
That's a
fursuit.
furry suit.
Yeah,
So
and so only
It's not a
my
fursuit.
my dick was just coming out of the thing, and I was wearing the whole thing as well. And same thing, it was pretty intense to shoot with.
It must have been very like hot in that suit.
But the problem is you're mixing. Basically, you're doing cardio with like a fishbowl on your head without really being able to breathe. So.
Guys, this is why you need to go to the gym if you want to be an adult
Oh,
star.
and also, I mean, I told him, I said, you could have booked like an ugly girl for the scene last week because I couldn't see her anyway. So it's just kind of,
But that's how professional he needs to be to stay hard during this because he's a goddamn worker. What a fucking beast. And we're the same age. That's why I got body dysmorphia hanging out with him. This guy looks great. So yeah.
I'm going to
fucking-
get you there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey,
I'll-
I have a question.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
was going to say, because you do multiple things, right? You do the adult industry stuff, but you also said you do DJ stuff
Mm-hmm.
and you produce music. What is something for you in your career that you would consider you had it, like would be a crowning achievement that would make you be like, I achieved everything I wanted to ever in life?
I hope I never get there because I mean, after that, you can die.
But do you have something that you really like aspire to, like
a
something
bucket
that
list
you really
kind of
want
thing
to accomplish?
I mean, I think I just want to keep on living the life I'm living because I mean, I already moved out here. I'm an American citizen now. I mean, life is already pretty awesome.
When did you become American citizen?
Like almost 3 years ago.
Okay.
Is it cooler to be American than French? Are you happier?
Oh yeah, and I save so much time when I come back from France.
Oh, cool.
At the next airport, I save a good 2 hours. And I don't get because they kind of always mad dog you when you get there. And I mean, I understand why now, but it's anytime they have foreigners just crossing the border, they're just trying to scare them at the border already, trying to be kind of like, okay, you come visit, but don't fuck shit up around it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But now I get kind of like, oh, how was your trip? Did you have a good time? Okay, have a great evening.
Welcome
and that's
home.
nice when you've been up already for 24 hours instead of getting yelled at. So yes.
Cool. All right, Alex Legend, everybody.
Woo!
Fucking not cringe. Good work. Alex, we're gonna drop that.
Another news.
We don't want people to know I'm dropping my drinks on purpose. That'd be ridiculous. So we're always reading the comments and trying to understand what you're saying and trying to improve, which is why this show's had easily 4 different revisions over the last 6 episodes. So you tell us what you like. We'll try to provide it for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to listen to us, please do it on Spotify and Apple Music and write to us at cringecourtshow@gmail.com. We listen to them. So we've had a great time doing far less cases, but we'll make up for that in the next episode. Let's fucking take a look at our painting done by Miss Ashley Bray. Whoa! Wow, what a beautiful piece of work. Thank you so much, Angela Mazzanti. How can we find you online?
You can find me on Instagram or anywhere, honestly, just under Angela Mazzanti.
And Mr. Alex Legend, where can we find you?
The Real Alex Legend on Instagram.
Perfect. Mr. Sean?
Mr. Sean Barrett.
Stanzi?
Stanzi Between.
Boo.
Almost died.
Yep, that's not going to hurt you. Council Barrett, where can we find you?
Council Barrett. Where can we find
Council Bray, where can we find you?
Where can they find you?
Faded Farming on Instagram, on TikTok.
That's right, baby. I got into TikTok now. Faded Farming, Instagram, and TikTok.
Graben, where can we find you?
7 Eckies.
Milan?
Milan Alexandrea.
SEBO on all platforms.
That's right. Let's fucking go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
7 Eckies, dog. Hell yeah.
7 Eckies.